Good morning, everybody. Good morning. Good morning. Today, we are going to be talking about creating a stop the scroll hook. And we'll talk about the importance of it, how you can do it, how you can identify it. Because if your dream clients are not connecting with you and you're not getting engagement on your posts, you're not getting the visibility, your engagement with your emails, whatever it is, your speeches, you're probably missing the hook that's going to keep them attached to what you're speaking of so you can create an offer that will work best for them. So I am Mary Silver. I help coaches, heart-based service providers, and consultants grow their online business. So we're working to all the aspects of online business, what it takes to get attention, what it takes to get visibility, what it takes to get sales, all that fun stuff. And I forgot to check, see if we're live. So let me do that really quick, make sure we're live, because I've done this before and I thought I was live and then I was not. So come on. All right, looks like we are live. Oh, hello, Kathy, good to see you. I was just thinking of you. Just this morning, actually, because I have not heard from you, and I'm hoping you're doing very well. Hoping everybody else is doing well as well. So let's dive right in. So why is it so important to create a hook for your viewers, your audience, your fans, your clients? Well, the most important reason is because you're going to want them to understand what they want. You're going to be able to give that to them. So for example, let's take a meditation coach, somebody who teaches meditation, teaches peace and happiness and how to connect to themselves through meditation. If they're going on social media or writing an email or creating an offer, they may say something like, get peace and happiness in 10 minutes a day, or something along those lines. Why that is a hook, you're actually not giving them the specific outcome that they want. So your hook is the outcome that they want. So for instance, let's go back to the meditation coach. What type of problems are you solving as a meditation coach? And this, you could be a yogi, whatever. If you're using meditations in your practice, think about that. What are you giving them? What is the outcome you're promising them? Hi, Anissa, good to see you as well. So the outcome is your hook. So for instance, let's say you're going to create some meditations, and those meditations are to help them get in tune or in touch with feeling prosperous, abundant, feeling wealthy and healthy. You're going to want to talk about, when you're creating your offer with your hook, you're going to want to talk about the aspects of wealth. Does that mean more money every month? Does it mean making money with ease? Does it mean increasing their income by 5,000, 10,000? What does it actually mean? What does wealth, if you're connecting them to wealth through their meditations, what does that look like? What are they wanting? So when you're scrolling through, somebody's going to be scrolling through Facebook, or did I miss you? Oh gosh, we're all at home again. And the internet is being crazy. Please don't let this go bad. So my husband's actually upstairs in meetings in my office. So I'm downstairs, not connected to the Ethernet, which is the hard line. So if I lose you guys, I'll come right back on. I promise. I think we're still live. I hope we're still live. Anyway, let's go back to the meditations. So when they are scrolling or they're going through their emails, you're going to want to put on the focus on what it is they want. So for the meditation example we're giving, of course, the tool is the meditation. The tool that you're using is meditation. And you may be really skilled in this and help people tune into themselves and connect with themselves, and then flip to actually, when they increase their vibrations, they automatically attract these things into their life that they want. So what is it that your audience wants? What is it that your fans want? What is that hook? Well, let's say for this instance, the meditation teacher helps people go from, maybe $2,000 a month to $5,000 a month. So, that's really easy, but it might feel like a stretch to the person who's going from 2,000 to 5,000. So you can say in your hook, easily go from $2,000 months to $5,000 months. So you're giving them the connection in their brain. They're saying, this is what I want. This person's the one that's going to give it to me. So that's what you want to do. Now, when you're creating your offer, you have what they want, and then you have what they need. And that's the gold mine. The gold mine's right there in the middle. If you saw my post the other day, I created the 2 little circles, and in the middle is where the gold is. So in your program and in the tool that you're giving them, you want to make sure that you're giving them what you promised them, the outcome, the $5,000. How are they going to connect to that? So while you're creating your programs, you're going to address that specifically, because if you don't, you're going to lose them. They're going to say, well, wait a minute, you promised me this, and I'm getting these meditations, which are fantastic, but what's the pathway? What is the pathway? So your hook is exactly what they want. Your pathway is how you're going to get them there step by step. And then you have your tools, your skills. Now, this will help you. It will help you create your programs, absolutely. So you give them the result. So in the hook, when you're creating your hook for your emails, your Facebook, your social media, even if you're doing a speech, if you've ever noticed speakers, the topic that they are speaking on is always the hook. Now they go through a story why they're speaking, but their topic is always the hook. So for instance, you say, how to create visibility on your the speech may be like rock your talk. Oh yeah, that's a great one, because it could be rock your talk. So she's absolutely, she's addressing this to people who want to be speakers. She's saying, if you want to rock your talk, you're going to do these steps. There's not a speaker alive that wants to go up on stage and bomb. They want to rock it. They want to come out and nail it. They want to do that. So that is the outcome, rock your talk. Now, during the process, she's the speaker that I'm speaking of that actually has this, she gives little tidbits. And they're like 3 different things that she does. She helps them create their topic, create their title, which will include the hook, and then how to bring them into the offer at the end. So speaking is actually a really good way to look at a hook, because it starts with the hook and then they always offer something at the end, which will help the person, that's your call to action, by the way, will help the person get that rock your talk. However, during your program, there's a lot of different steps in place that are going to get you to rock your talk. But if you're on social media or you're in your emails or you're talking, you don't want to lead with, in order to create a speech that is going to knock somebody's socks off, what you're going to want to do is tune into this meditation that I give. So, and that could be one of her tools, to tune into what her heart wants to speak on. So I'm kind of blending the 2 examples, but it works this way. So let's say on this one, the Rock Your Talk, let's say part of her process is to meditate on topic ideas and to brainstorm those. In her copy that's going to get people to stop and scroll and read exactly what she's doing, she's not going to be talking about, use this meditation in order to tune into yourself to get what you want. She's going to start with the actual result. So you'll see this with lead magnets. Lead magnets are really important as well to have a hook. So when you're creating a lead magnet, for instance, if you're a business coach and you want to, that you help people let's see, I'm trying to think of a great one. Okay, so let's say you're a business coach and you're trying to get your clients to 10K months. Okay, so you don't want to say in your copy or in your, it can be a call to action, a freebie, your Facebook post, your emails. You don't want to say stuff like, so in order to get, well, that would be, but if you want to include that you journal each and every day. So if you're journaling each and every day, you're going to get more creative and this and that. That's part of your process. That's part of your process. Even though we all know it takes a lot of work, sometimes it is not easy. It's simple, but it's not always easy. However, you're going to want to address what it is that they want. So if they have a lead magnet, for instance, they're going to say something along the lines of looking to create $10,000 months easily, quickly, and efficiently in 30 days or less. Now, that's a big promise. However, that will make people stop and scroll. Okay. Now, there's been people who would do it, and you absolutely can do it, but it's a constant generation of work. So it's not just even though it's easy, it's not always easy, but you'll see that in people's copy. But what you want to focus on, because we're not talking about messaging right now, even though the hook is part of messaging. The hook is the outcome. They want the $10,000 months. So if you have any questions on that, let me know. And I will scroll through here to see if there's any comments. So that's really what you're focusing on, the outcome. So you tell them that's what you're going to give to them on the lead magnet. And then as they come in, let's say you have a checklist, the 7 steps to create $10,000 months. Okay, that's a good lead magnet. Looking to create $10,000 months, get this, the 7-step checklist. That's a lead magnet. The hook is the $10,000 months. So they would give you their email address in exchange for that checklist. And that checklist is a quick win. It's like, yes, so I journal daily. Some of the things that can get you to $10,000 a month. I journal daily. I make sure that I'm putting things on sale. I'm selling to my audience. I'm connecting with my audience. I'm engaging with my audience. So you can create this simple checklist that entices them. Oh, okay. So maybe during these 7 steps, that could be your process, which you help them do step by step. But you can actually create hooks by each one of the steps as well, as long as you're giving them what they want in the step. So an example like that, we'll take the journaling, and you're still looking at 10K months. You can say, journal your way through 10K months, or journal your way to 10K months. So you can use your steps of your process, but you still want to focus on the outcome. You still want to focus on what they want. The program gives them what they need. The program's the each step-by-step part of it. Now, you see a lot of the micro offers happening right now, and they can take one step of your process and do a deep dive, and they sell it anywhere from $27 to $97. That's fine, but they're still focusing on the hook. And the hook is always going to be that connection that your dream client wants. It's not what you want. You'll hear people say, well, for instance, life coaches are notorious for this. They'll say, I can help people in every area. I can help people with love, relationships, money, self-esteem, confidence. And they, darn it, quit doing this. You guys, I apologize. I hate when this happens. If I'm still here, I hope so. Okay. Anyway, so you're going to want to, so with a life coach, they have all these things. Their purpose is to help people create more joy, more happiness, which gives them a better life. That's very, very general. So if they're scrolling along, you want a better life, there's a million memes out there. There's a million posts out there talking about living in joy and living in freedom. If you're trying to get somebody to pay attention to you, you're going to want to talk about what it is they want. So a life coach, what are they looking at? What is the person that you really want to work with, that identifying part of them? So life coaches, of course, everybody wants to be happier. There's not a person alive that wants to be miserable. So you say, what are they looking to be happy around? Maybe it's around helping their teenagers transition from high school to college. Maybe they're really stressed about it. That's causing a lot of anxiety. Your hook is easily transition your teen to the next area of their life. But it's that thing they want. It's that one thing that they're looking at. So, and as a business coach, I'm going to tell you this right now. Even though I'm focusing on business in my work, there's many, many times I'm working with a client where it is a life experience, a life event that they're dealing with, because that's how we work. But that's not my hook. Oh, feel better in your life experience. It's just not enough. It's not enough. It's not going to make them stop their scroll. Discover the donations that are getting away from you. That is absolutely perfect. And you can even get more detailed. You can say, discover the donations that are getting away from you in these 10 simple steps. And it can be a download or it can be a video series. That part doesn't matter. How you deliver what you want to give to your dream client, that part doesn't matter. Seriously, I know coaches who make upwards to $1 million, and they never get on a Zoom call. They never do it. They do it live in their Facebook group. They don't ever even have memberships. They say, hey, I'm selling this course this week. It's going to cost, I don't know, $300, and it's going to be live in a Facebook group. So it's super easy and simple. So however to connect with your dream client, whatever feels great for you, that part, come on. Sorry, guys. You're always going to want to make sure the way you deliver it is perfect for you, because your dream clients will think that's absolutely fine. That's absolutely fine. And I can tell you this, I've worked with a lot of coaches, and some of my favorite courses are when they're live in the Facebook group and they're doing it live and you can ask them questions, just like what I'm doing here. They're some of my favorite ones. Instead of here, I'm going to buy it and I'm going to get 6 modules and I'm going to go through all these modules one at a time, like an evergreen course. Some of my favorite are just where it's like, hey, I decided I want to do this workshop today. Would you guys be interested? It's $125. I'm going to be live for a couple hours in my Facebook group. My pop-up Facebook group. So it's a pop-up Facebook group, and they sell to that. And then people come live and they answer questions. The coach or the service provider records it, and it becomes, boom, part of a evergreen content later on, either in their membership site or program that they're going to sell. So how you present that material is completely up to you. Don't get stuck on the semantics or right there, or not the semantics, the technology there. You can do it simple and easy. So just make sure that when you're doing your hook, you're giving them exactly what they want. So you have your lead magnet, and this will tie into the group. When you have your lead magnet or your email that is speaking to this, or your social media post or your speech, what they want, we'll go back to the business coach. If they want 10K months, you better address that in your program. Meaning that, yes, of course, there's steps. Of course, there's technology. Of course, there's strategy, but don't get caught up on somebody else's strategy. Your strategy will work for you. It won't always work for somebody else. And that was the biggest thing I ever had to learn as an entrepreneur. So write that down. Your strategy will look different than anybody else's strategy. So just, that's my little rant there. But in the program, you're going to want to give them the strategy. Like, here's the strategy I use. Here's what I recommend you do. And here's what I would like you to do once you hit 10K. So you give them during your program, you say, you're going to get this, follow these, and reach out to me if you have help, and we'll get you there. So you always give them what they want, even though 98% of the program is actually dealing with the strategy, the steps, the what it takes to get there, and has nothing to do with, well, it has a lot to do with it, but you're not specifically saying step, to get to 10K, you have to follow these steps exactly. You're giving them tools, like maybe you do put meditations in there. Maybe you tell them to journal. Maybe you give them activities to go do. Maybe you give them different strategies around your social media posts. Social media posts look different than an email. Does a Facebook Live look different than an Instagram Reel or TikTok? Absolutely they do. So you're going to be giving them opportunities to see it in action so they can tune into what it is they want. Especially with like trauma and healing, life coaches and people who help with that, you're obviously not going to say in your hook, you're not going to say something like, and we're going to meditate 25 minutes a day and you're going to feel instant relief. You might say instant relief, but you're not going to give them the strategy. What you're going to say is release trauma in 25 minutes a day. So it's release the trauma around, and give something specific. That way they can self-identify them. Release trauma around what? Is it trauma around a divorce? Is it trauma around abuse? Is it trauma around like actually, if you're a health coach is who I'm thinking of, is it a trauma around some kind of surgery? Or if you're gluten intolerant, is it trauma around that? Because, hey, that is trauma when you can't eat gluten. But anyway, those are the things that you're going to want to focus on. What are you releasing trauma for? Give them a specific thing so they can identify it. That's the whole hook. They want to identify with what it is you're speaking of. And then in the program, you give them the tools. You never, ever, ever see a handyman come to your house and say, or even like market to you and say, I'm going to use my hammer to nail in some posts, and I'm going to use some 3/4 inch nails, and I'm going to do this, and I'm going to pound for about 10 minutes until I get your fence to look better. That's not the hook. Those are just tools. He's using a hammer, he's using nails, he's going to do it for about 10 minutes, whatever. So those are the steps that you would put in the program. It's not how you market. And I'm making this silly, stupid, so you understand. What a handyman would say is, would you like a pristine fence in 1 day or less? There you go. Yeah, I want a pristine fence in 1 day or less. I could care less what tools you're going to use. And that's with every single product or service. They don't care what tools you're going to use or how you're delivering it. They just want to know they're going to have that outcome at the end. So your hook is directly tied to that outcome at the end. All right, questions. Let's see. Thank you guys for being on live too, by the way. Oh, and I forgot, if you're watching the replay, let me know, #replay. And it looks like I'm on a delay, so I will wait for a minute. So in Colorado, we are not stay at home right now. We are, what's the other one? Like, stay at home if you want to and help people out. But my husband works in Denver County, and they are really closing things down again. So now I have my husband at home, my kiddos at home, and me at home, and we're all trying to use the same internet. Okay, awesome. Well, it doesn't look like I have any other questions, you guys. So thank you for being here live, and let me know if you have questions in the comments below, and I'd be happy to help you. Also, put down what your hook is, and we can work it out. We can go through what improvements to make it better, or tweaks, or anything like that. I'm happy to help. And again, thank you for being here for Create a Stop the Scroll hook. And I will be back next week. Bye. Love and hugs, guys.